10 years ago, I got my first MacBook Pro. This is exactly how it smelled. Oh, a sniff into the past. So smartphone cameras get better and better. Also what gets better is the electronic image stabilization or in-body image stabilization on the cameras. So when you're shooting handheld, you're getting less and less shake. So I wanted to do a test where I'm actually comparing a smartphone gimbal, which over here I have this Hohem iSteady X gimbal to help me with this experiment. And the experiment being is how good is the smartphone gimbal and how much does it add compared to just shooting handheld? You know, is it worth getting a gimbal or is it not worth getting a gimbal? In this video, we're gonna find out. Nice that, dude. No one says that. So let's open this up and oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at that. It is white. Oh, it's actually not completely white. It more looks like ivory. So we're gonna put this handle on the bottom as well, so we can stand it up over here. So we have this smartphone gimbal over there, a cable, USB-C, that's always good. A little strap. Tweezers.
Did he just call them tweezers? That's a zip tie. What the tweezer? That's for the eyebrow.
And then we have a little suede
Tweezers.
pouch with Hohem on the side. It's very soft. It's very soft. The text over here says, feels the softness. How soft it is. I have actually checked out another gimbal from this company way before in my channel, but I'm quite excited about this one because look how small this is. You could almost put it in your pocket. It folds back down, so it takes very little space in your bag or whatever. Then you can tighten it up and let's balance our smartphone over here. Now, another test is that I've got this quite a big, massive phone over here, so we're gonna find out if this phone can be balanced on it or not. Oh, fits. How you balance your phone on the gimbal is basically slide your phone between the two brackets over here and then slide it left and right to make sure that your camera phone kind of slides, you know, stays level this way, and then move it up and down so it stays kind of level this way as well. So I've kind of got this balance pretty well. I think it's going to do a good job. Let's turn the gimbal on. Let's go outside and film some comparisons. So I thought we're gonna do like a live actual comparison between those two. So this is the first clip of the gimbal over here. So let's have a look over here. How does this gimbal look? So I'm gonna press play. Let's have a look. This is the parallax movement. Wow, that is pretty good actually. Wow, that is seriously impressive. To get it that, I think it's actually reacting both together with the actual camera built-in like stabilizer as well, or the image stabilization. So let's go back over here. This is walking straight with the gimbal. With the gimbal we can see that there's the walking bounces. They are in. It's pretty smooth though. I didn't try to get the bounces off when I was walking like that, but it looks pretty good to me actually. Very similar results if I did like with the DSLR. Then let's try with our famous KFC parallax movement as well. That is really hard to do. If you have like your feet and everything, you're doing some crazy ninja moves to get this done. It's not bad. As we can see, it is quite smooth. This now is just handheld. Okay, let's have a look at the comparison over here. Okay, yeah, you can see that there's so much more shake. Don't mind the actual pixelated thing, it's because of the connection between this, but there's much more shake in there. Quite impressive. If you had to do that, it looks pretty good. But if you're wanting like maybe more like you're doing like a news article or wanting some cinematic movements, obviously handheld is no good. But let me just look at that again, because on the smartphone gimbal that was much smoother. We got a little bounces, but it wasn't like going all over the place. We can see little bounces over here as well. A tip, if you want to see like a shake very good, if it's a wide angle, just look at the corners of the video and then you can see easily like how good the shake is or how bad the shake is. If you're looking at the top corner over there with the buildings, you can see there's quite a lot of shake, whereas the middle of the frame looks much smoother. But if you look at the sides of the frames over here as well, you can see much more shake. Let's have a look at the parallax movement, handheld parallax movement. To be honest, not bad. Not bad. Obviously I can see it's handheld because it goes a little bit all over the place, but it's not bad at all. Wow, that is not bad at all. But now if we go back to looking at the gimbal, you can see a big difference. That is much smoother. Just look at the smooth movement of the sky and that how it moves. That is much better, much smoother movement. Obviously because of the phone settings, there's like some weird shutter speed setting for the phone. That shows that there's like some weird stuttering and things. If it was all like 180-degree shutter angle, then it would look much smoother, but obviously it isn't, so it looks a little bit choppy. Let's have a look at the handheld KFC cup as well over here. Now this is quite hard to tell the difference. I don't know about you, Aaron, but quite hard to tell the difference if that was on a gimbal or handheld. Yeah, I could see that it's handheld. Yeah, you can actually see it's handheld. So my conclusion would be the gimbal way actually is much better. If you saw the difference and you would say that, okay, this gimbal is roughly around 80 pounds or something like that, links in the description if you want to check out the latest pricing of this. But at the time of making this video, it's around 80 pounds or so. So is it worth paying for that 80 pounds for these extra smoothness things? Well, you tell me. I think if you're doing more like video and more, you know, it becomes popular to make, I don't know, even wedding films with smartphones or doing other videos like even YouTube videos, then this gives you much more smoother things. The only thing is it's not very portable when doing this. It's not just like flipping it out then doing it, you know, it's the setup thing. You can't just use all these features with your normal video or camera app on your phone. If you want to use all the record buttons and zoom in functions and things like that, or quick flip around. So one thing is that because my phone is too big, I can't flip it around. So if I make it to go like, you know, portrait mode, it's actually gonna hit it. Oh, okay, there we go. I have to be very careful because the corner is gonna hit. So I can use it on a portrait mode actually, if I wanted to, and then let's flip it back. There we go, got it back. So that works perfectly. You just have to be careful not to hit the corners, if you know what I mean. It's cool that it comes with a stand over here as well, and you can actually lay it on the table, but these are like obvious things. I think the most coolest thing about this is that if you've got a white iPhone or something like that, then this looks very slick designed, goes together with your iPhone, looks very slick. Now, how good does it work? It works actually better. They've upgraded the gimbals and their softwares and the hardware since when I made the last video. It was a year and a half ago or something like that, and it's much easier balancing your phone on the gimbal. There's much less shake on the actual motors and things like that. We've got USB-C cable, which I enjoy a lot, and that's that. The only annoying thing when getting a gimbal like this is that the first time setting it up, you have to register with it. Obviously, these days you have to register your products, but I wish it was more like plug and play, whereas you have to register, create an account, and then you can use it. It doesn't connect with phone before registering with it, so that's a little bit odd. But other than that, it works pretty well. And as you saw in the videos, it actually makes your footage pretty smooth. So we've established that it works quite well. So here's some of the features that you can do with it. And when going with the app, there's quite a lot of different features and things going on what you can use. So some of the cool thing is if you don't have like all these features in your camera, you have like video, you've got photo, time-lapse, and even slow motion on the camera app, as well as some of the filters if you want to straight away like bake in some of the designs already. So let me have a look over here. Different filters that look pretty cool. We've got beauty, we've got... So if you're wanting to bake some actual LUTs already, or like some Instagram filter straight in your video, and then some of the settings, you can roll around with how you want the settings to do. So that's quite cool that you can adjust quite a lot of the things. And when I was opening the app actually prompted me with a lot of Bluetooth updates as well as firmware upgrades. On the video resolution, there is not many options. Obviously, it depends on your phone hardware capabilities as well, but sometimes the app is limited over here. Actually, I should be able to film at 1080p 60 frames per second over here, which my phone can do, but this over here can't do. So the app actually limits some of the video frame rates what your phone actually could do. Quickly, let me go through some of the functions as well. Obviously there's a joystick that you can go up or down and left or right, you know, change your camera on the joystick over here, control the gimbal or the phone on the joystick. Then we've got two buttons underneath. One is to take photos. On the left one, if you press it once, it's going to take a photo. If you press it twice, it's going to start recording the video if the app is open. If your app is not open, it doesn't work with your, you know, built-in camera app. Then we've got the power button on the other side. If you press the power button once, it's going to flip it to portrait mode or back to landscape mode. If you press it twice, it's going to go to home button or kind of just straight. So if your camera is like in a little bit of an odd angle, if you press it twice, it just goes straight. Then we've got this zoom button on the side over here. There's zoom button, which you can use for your camera. So that's it. So kind of really nice, handy little thing. When turning it off, just hold on the power button and we can see that it is off. Now, when it's off, the cool thing is you can lock these axes over here. If you just kind of this one over here, the yaw axis, if you press it over there and then all the way to the end, if you just hard press it, boom, it's just going to slot in. So now this doesn't move anymore. And then if we open up this roll axis over here as well, we can bend this down over here and then tighten it up. So this is all like tidy, you know, and solid. It doesn't open, doesn't bounce around in your bags or anything. So that is very, very good and nice feature to have. Maybe, you know, you're going traveling or doing some kind of thing where, you know, you want to add a little bit of a smoothness to your smartphone things, then you can do this. This is one of the nicest ones I've found, and I really am fond of this white design. I don't know about you, but this looks pretty slick, so I enjoy that quite a lot. Question for the day is, would you consider a smartphone gimbal, or are you like, no, smartphone gimbals, they're not for me. I prefer DSLRs and DSLR gimbals. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to know your opinion. If you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and, well, you know the drill. We'll see you in the next one. See you soon. I'll meet you in the comment section below. Bye-bye. So. Did they just call those tweezers? They're not tweezers. Over here, this over here, page over there, over here, and over here, this is over here as well, over here, one over here, it is very, very small over here. This is over here as well. Eventually, blah, 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 blah. It smells like Apple products. Oh, I haven't smelled that. Takes me back 10 years. 10 years ago, I got my first MacBook Pro. This is exactly how it smelled. Oh. A sniff into the past.
Hashtag smell moment.
Oh, brings me back memories.